Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Guna Lee with me. We've just drawn 1-1 to Brentford at the Emirates Stadium. First question, I'm probably going to ask everyone this. Does it feel like a loss to you? Even though it's a draw?
Do you know what? It isn't a loss, but it does feel very deflating to see. You know what? I can talk about the result, but I'm more talking about the performance.
Right.
I think no one's obviously purposely not playing well, but it's so weird how, over the last couple of weeks, everyone seems to be dropping off and they're dropping off at the same time. Partey's not his normal assured self. Odegaard, he's having moments of magic, but there's in like real spurts.
Yeah.
And then we go to the likes of Martinelli. He's got his new contract and he's not obviously having the same effect that he had prior to obviously the World Cup. Now we can go into the fact that probably Jesus isn't there, which is obviously quite poignant. We can talk about Tierney obviously not overlapping him and not having that extra support for Martinelli. But Xhaka is another one who, he's defensively, he's looking good, but I think offensively, again, obviously not getting the goals and not being part of the attacking setup. And it's just very disappointing because, you think about it, 2 weeks ago, we looked in such a good position. Everything was rosy. Obviously, after the game we played against Tottenham, we really thought we were believing now. And listen, I'm not going to say I disbelieve that we can win the league, but it just looks like now we're crawling, and it doesn't look like the same Arsenal that I know and love for the last 20 games.
Lee, do we need every player to be playing to their best for Arsenal to win the league this season? Because some sides, some champions before have had maybe one player's off it, but they still get it over the line. With Arsenal, does it need to be everyone, or can some people be off their game?
Well, if I think back to the Man City teams that have won, you think everyone has, De Bruyne was injured that season for the majority of the season. And then you saw Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, David Silva. They had Aguero that stepped up for them. You think of the Liverpool teams, 18, 19, they had
injuries.
If they did have an injury, Mo Salah and Mane were just absolutely out of this world with Trent as well.
Right.
So yes, and Van Dijk, you could not penetrate them. You now think to this season with us, we've been great for the first 19 games, and then we've got to the point, even 18 games, and now we're at this point for the last 2 games against Everton, and it just seems to be everybody's dropping off. And I think the same things that everybody's going to talk about. The passing looks to be sloppy. Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's any real connectivity, and I always go back to the I think everyone used to mock Arteta about the whole light bulb in the Amazon documentary, All or Nothing, but there doesn't seem to be that connectivity at this moment in time. And it's just, I am looking forward to Jesus coming back because he does offer something different. I think he's going to raise the level of everybody, and obviously he's going to provide opportunities for himself, which is, a really, really unique position for us to be in. But it's just really disappointing because everyone's been talking about it. I've been saying all week, after every defeat, we come back and we win and we go on a 2-3 game unbeaten run. And now I feel like we're just leaving the door open for, I think it's not left open. I think it's left wide ajar for the likes of Man City to, now creep in. And, all week now we're going to have Man United. Are they still in it? We have to look behind us because, we've actually let them come back into it now because we can't keep the momentum up. We can't get the momentum back. And it's, obviously, football seasons are about ebbs and flows, and our kind of real low right now is happening now, and it's not good because we look devoid of ideas. And you think, okay, we used to waste the first 45 minutes and then get in the second half and take advantage. But in the first half, we were really poor. Yeah. The second half, we stepped up a little bit, but I said it on the watch along. The whole week, the game plan from Arteta would have been concentrate on the counter-attacks and concentrate on the set pieces because Brentford have scored the most set pieces all season. And all game, we allowed them to get out from their area to our defensive line in like 1 or 2 passes. The other thing, constantly getting the first ball with any long balls or any balls into the box from any set pieces. And again, it's just the first ball, the second ball, and the defending for the goal they scored
woeful.
Honestly, you would expect that from it. It reminded me a bit of like the Looney Tunes, where you've got the big space jam, you got this big space jams, and they're just like they're so bigger than all the Looney Tunes that they're just grabbing the ball and they're just constantly just taking the mick out of Arsenal and just winning headers, and it's annoying. It's annoying because as a title-winning team, you think about sometimes you don't play well, and we're not playing well and we're not picking up results. That is a mad dilemma to be in, especially at this time. And listen, Arsenal need to respond, and they need to respond quickly, because every news line, every newspaper for the next couple of days, for the next couple of weeks even, is going to be, can we continue the way that we've been playing? What are we crumbling? And I was watching the overlap where Robbie was, and Gary Neville was a real kind of, people are going to say he's a hater, but he doesn't believe that Arsenal are going to win the league, because he doesn't believe that we can continue to play the way that, and it's coming to the fore. It's coming to the fore, and this is why people don't believe. I believe, most Arsenal fans believe, but we're not doing the things. And even going back to the basics, I feel like it's just not looking good for us now, not right now. And hopefully we've got Man City next, which is going to be an absolute cracker. It's going to be a massive game, and we have to beat them. We can't expect them to drop points throughout the season. Arteta said in his press conference 2 days ago, we can't worry about Man City, and what they're going to do throughout the rest of the season. We need to handle our business, and the next business trip we have is again back at the Emirates on Wednesday. We have to beat Man City, because if we don't, spooky settings.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.